The early months of 2025 will be remembered for the terrifying images beamed across the world. From the Pacific Palisades to the Hollywood Hills, flames devoured the landscape. The sky, once a brilliant blue, turned a sickly orange. The air, thick with smoke, became difficult to breathe. This was not a scene from a disaster movie. It was the reality of California's latest fire season, a season unlike any other. Across the western United States, wildfires raged, fueled by a dangerous combination of natural and human-made factors. These fires, unprecedented in their ferocity and scope, have left a path of devastation in their wake. Homes, businesses, and entire communities have been reduced to ash. The scars left on the land serve as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the cost of our changing climate. The 2025 fires, however, were not simply a natural disaster. They were, to a significant degree, a product of human actions and inactions. Years of unchecked greenhouse gas emissions have warmed the planet, creating conditions that are increasingly conducive to wildfires. Simultaneously, human development has pushed further into fire-prone areas, creating a tinderbox environment where disaster is all but inevitable. Understanding the interplay between these natural and human factors is essential if we are to prevent similar tragedies in the future. The 2025 fire season serves as a wake-up call, a stark warning that we can no longer ignore the consequences of our actions. The human toll of these fires is immeasurable. Families have been torn apart, their lives upended by the loss of loved ones, homes, and livelihoods. The economic impact is staggering, with billions of dollars in damages. The environmental damage is equally profound, with vast swaths of forest and wildlife habitat destroyed. The fires have released millions of tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, further exacerbating the climate crisis. The long-term impacts of these fires, both on human communities and the natural world, are still unfolding. The fires have also exposed the deep inequalities that exist in our society. Low-income communities and communities of color are often disproportionately affected by natural disasters. They are more likely to live in areas at high risk from wildfires and other climate hazards. They are also less likely to have the resources to prepare for and recover from such events. The 2025 fires have laid bare these inequalities, highlighting the urgent need for a more just and equitable approach to climate change and disaster preparedness. The immediate trigger for the 2025 California wildfires was a particularly intense period of Santa Ana winds. These winds, which blow from the northeast, are a regular feature of Southern California's climate. They are known for their dryness and their ability to quickly spread fire. In 2025, however, the Santa Ana winds were unusually strong and persistent. They whipped across the landscape for days on end, turning small sparks into raging infernos. The winds were so powerful that they grounded firefighting aircraft, hampering efforts to contain the blazes. The intensity and duration of the 2025 Santa Ana winds were unprecedented, but they were not entirely unexpected. Climate change is making extreme weather events like the 2025 Santa Ana winds more frequent and more intense. As the planet warms, the atmosphere holds more moisture, leading to more evaporation and drier vegetation. This creates a tinderbox environment where wildfires can ignite and spread more easily. At the same time, climate change is altering atmospheric circulation patterns, leading to changes in wind patterns. These changes can make Santa Ana winds stronger and more persistent. The link between climate change and the 2025 California wildfires is clear. These fires were not simply a natural disaster, they were a disaster amplified by human-caused climate change. The Santa Ana winds and climate change created the perfect conditions for wildfires to ignite and spread. However, it is important to remember that the vast majority of wildfires are started by humans. In some cases, these fires are set intentionally, but more often they are the result of carelessness or negligence. Downed power lines, discarded cigarettes, and campfires that are not properly extinguished can all spark devastating wildfires. As human development pushes further into fire-prone areas, the risk of human-caused wildfires increases. We are literally building ourselves into a fire trap. The 2025 California wildfires were a stark reminder of the power of nature and the consequences of our changing climate. They were also a wake-up call to the urgent need to address the human factors that contribute to wildfires. We need to be more careful about how we interact with our environment, especially in fire-prone areas. We need to invest in fire prevention and suppression efforts, and we need to take action to address climate change before it's too late. The future of our planet depends on it. The human touch, how we shape the path of wildfires.